nenda to town like for a few hours and then come back.
But
now because I was doing school from 8:30 till 5:30,
you had to.
I needed someone who was specifically responsible for my children, because immediately at that point home wasn't home anymore. It was volatile. I was like, I need someone who's watching my children, because walikuwa wameshaanza complain. Anaachia wasichana wa kazi watoto wake akienda town. Like, really?
Ngoja.
Can't we not talk about something better, something more constructive?
Ngoja kidogo. Ngoja. Anaachia wasichana wa kazi. Now the casuals. What?
The house help.
The one taking care of Batim.
There are 3 house helps. There's the live-in, and then 2 are day scholars.
Sasa au ndio unaachia watoto wako ukienda town?
Nikienda shule, yeah.
Ukienda shule?
Yes.
They knew you were going to school?
I don't know. No, but it became an issue that ninaachia the help, like I'm giving them more work, yet they're not my help.
Was this affecting them? Sababu mimi hakuna kitu sielewi hapa. Na 20
fight over.
Hatusongi mahali mpaka uniexplain kitu vizuri.
I had to get my own nanny.
Ngoja kwanza. What? There's 3 house helps in the house.
Yeah.
You're going to class, you're leaving your kids at home.
Yeah.
You're sure they're going to be taken care of because there's 3 helps. That is an issue for some adult somewhere who you are related to. Unajua sasa inanihit because I didn't know that. What?
Yeah.
Were they like paying this help?
No.
So because you're not paying, you're joyriding.
Yes. Let's say mama yao.
Mama yao sasa Batim ali complain.
No.
Alafu
no, I just spend the story mob. I told my
what?
I told my now the helps in the neighborhood, I told the casuals in the neighborhood to get me a nanny who can be coming in the morning
and this scholar.
Yeah, day scholar, because I also didn't want a sleep-in nanny because now ilikuwa story.
What? Let me script it. Sasa ameleta msichana ya kazi, anakaa kwa mama yetu, anakula.
Ameleta mwingine
tena. The epitome of stupidity is here. What the fuck? Ay, Maya.
Mimi niliamua story mob ndio staki. And I got one, I think, within the 3rd day of me going to school. So the help at home had to give my nanny the refresher course because I couldn't. Yet I needed someone. You mentioned inatuona shanga.
What the fuck?
That's what happens when...
Are people that evil? Are people that idle?
Maybe it's a mix of everything.
Then to make it worse, it's your people. Bwana. Like how? These are the people supposed to gather one big happy family in December. Mchinje ile ng'ombe kwanza, mkule mchome nyama. Like, would that be pretending?
Yeah.
Poleni, tuko wapi?
Yeah, I got a help.
October you got a help, you're going to school.
Yeah. November, because I finished school in December. So October, November, and December was... I enjoyed because I wasn't home mostly.
Yeah. I get that.
Like, I'm not home.
Yeah.
I mean, school, yes, it's grilling, it's a whole day thing. Unachoka kichwa because you're learning a new language and everything, but I was enjoying myself.
How hard is it?
It's, I think the first, when you're learning the basics, that's when because it's something new.
I've just seen the Kitabu page 1. I'm like, waja.
Once you learn
I want to learn.
I want ABCD
to learn.
And then
I have to learn. And you know why?
Yeah. And then the nouns, those things, it's, I don't know, after like the first month.
Mm-hmm.
After the first month, it's easier. And it's enjoyable. I love it. I loved it.
That is nice.
Kemmy likes it, so it's all, and she's learning from it, so it's all working out.
Anything interesting happening at school?
Lakini mimi nitafungua shule yangu nipeleke mtoto wangu.
Ngoja. Which school are you talking about? I'm talking about your school, your classes.
Oh, my classes. We're talking about Kemmy's school.
Yeah. Sitaki kukuharibia mood sahi. Acha nikuharibie mood mwisho. My head wasn't even there anyway.
School no. Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's fun hanging around with adults, grown people. And you know, that kind of schooling and the schooling that I had back then when I was still a youngin. It's different. Enye mtu naamka kutoka class na kushika simu. Napigiwa simu. I was like, whoa. Someone can get used to this.
Yeah. Excuse me, teacher, my echo.
Ukitaka kwenda toilet, you just wake up and go. If you want to go to town and leave class, unaenda tu.
Story yako.
Yeah, adult learning it's awesome. It's awesome. You know, for you to be there, it's because you know why you want to be there. Hakuna mwenye anakuambia kesho you have to be here.
Nimelipa fees.
Yeah.
Na ukue number 1.
Yeah, but I know that was sponsored by the NCPWD, National Council for People with Disabilities. Yeah. Nice. Because my child is a registered person with disability.
Yes.
And this is something that I was learning for her. CRT. Yes, the larger aim is to help the other deaf community. But the main purpose of me to do the sign language is for her, to help my child. Yeah. And so it was sponsored.
And actually, it's one of the most sought after skills right now in this information and technology age. Signing. Usijali itakuja kukufa nufa fanu.
I think it's nufa.
Itakuja kukufa.
Wait, there's a nufa and then there's a fa.
Itakuja kukufa wakati mwingine hapo mbele itakuja. Lazima atakufa. The index your keywords. Moving on. Sign
language, yeah.
Yes, sign language. Yeah. October, November, December, still.
Yeah. And then the attachment was in January, February, March.
Hizo malapu ulikuwa unakula.
Yeah. That was the attachment.
Ukikatiwa. Na teenage boys. Ulinibamba.
Deaf children or just people as a community. They are not shy.
Blank to the point. Ukavaa ring. Uliniambia kitu ngoja kwanza.
I used to wear my wedding ring to go for the attachment to school. Because the boys were like, and I know most were taller than I am. They're looking at me and they're like, are you married? Do you have a husband? We do not see a ring. And I'm like, yes, I'm married.
Kienyeji ndio hii. Ngoja at this point sasa au ndio vienyeji. Ushakuwa slay queen.
Vile mimi mfupi wa the slay queen. So me being short, it gave them that
like a power. They're clouding over you.
Yeah. And they'd come and stand like right next to me and I'm like, hey, what's up?
I love the social distancing thing.
Yeah. What is that?
Mask for who?
But it was fun. I enjoyed my stay in that school.
That is the most important thing. You're living the experience.
Yeah. Because that is the first time I was in contact with so many deaf people. Like, have you ever been in a community where everyone talks or signs? From the workers to the cooks to the cleaners to like everyone in that community signs. Because what are you doing in a deaf school if you cannot sign? Unaenda kuongea na nani?
How quiet is that?
No, it's actually not quiet because kuna some vocalizations that they yeah, some so it's not really quiet, but
not that I'm picturing it. I can imagine a whole institution of deaf.
Umetoka break.
Yeah.
Instead of hearing what piga makelele, you just hearing those sounds. People busy there.
Signing
Piga
it.
story na kucheka, and you're like, hey. And these things that we've not been exposed to things like this.
It was a whole new experience.
It was a whole new experience. Hey,
a whole new world.
I respect people with disabilities. Yani, it's not easy being out here, hanging out with us.
Yeah, with us.
Kama tunafanyiana vitu kama hizi, now imagine a disabled person having to deal with such kind of things.
Wow.
Hey. Nambianga Kemmy saa zingine, I'm like, I'm so sorry, mommy, you have to go through all this because of me, and it's not because of me that I have made it happen, but because things are happening to me, and then, because I'm with them, it's also affecting them. So I always tell her, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It will one day get better, and we'll one day know why everything had to happen. But for now, hang in there. Because I'm sure she also has her own story. And this is a child who has a near photographic memory. So anakumbuka kila kitu. Everything.
Anazirecord tu.
Yeah. It's just that she can't sit and talk the way I'm articulating myself. But she has her own story too. Oi, ndio hiyo.
So unaona nimenyamaza. Nimenyamaza kwanza.
I'd like to one day have a talk with her and just hear what she has to say. I'd want to hear that story.
Give it time, wacha mume.
Yeah.
Sasa,
I'd like to hear that story.
Now that you've mentioned it, I'm sure most of her experience would not be at home, ni shule.
Most of her like bad experiences.
Actually, let me say she spends most of her time at school.
At school.
What's going on at school with her? Anything, any incidences?
Bullying. That has been our number one pet peeve. Is it a pet peeve? No. Like that has been people feel like because this child cannot tell on me, and because this child keeps quiet, I can do whatever I want to her.
To her.
I have had to go to school and is it quarrel or cause or what is that?
Demand to know what has
like
happened.
I told the deputy at the time. I told her if this whatever this is does not stop, some of the teachers will be gone from this school because hey, how do you pick on an autistic child and use violence?
What had happened?
I don't like talking about it, but teachers were beating her.
Whoa, not fellow
students.
Yeah.
No, that was when she was younger, and that I used to deal with. Like anytime she'd come home, her hair has been pulled, I call the school. She comes home, she has been scratched, I call the school. She comes home, she has a scar on her pinky. I think someone banged the door on her hand, and then it cut her. I call the school. Like and I used to tell the school, mtoto akitoka kwa nyumba asubuhi, I look at her and I know her. Because she does not tell me things, I have learned to be watchful and
you have to.
I'm very observant. Anything that is amiss, I get to kwa nyumba tuntajua tu, hey,
something is
off.
Something has changed.
Yeah. And even for her, she has learned to show me whenever she has an ouchie. She's like, okay. There's a time her wrist was swollen. There's a time her hair was pulled until, you know those pimples that, yeah. Like her dreadlocks were pulled, and then she'd bring her hair to me, and I'm like, how? No, not just says you knew watoto. It's obviously watoto. So I'd call the school and ask for a follow-up. I'm like, I need to know what happened. Who was this? Who did this to my child? And so the first school that she was in, or the second school, the two schools that she was in when she was young, they all knew I used to follow up, so they'd watch out for her. But now this third school, I brought her to this school because I knew my sister and her husband are like wanasimamia shule kitu kaa hiyo. So I knew she's going to be safe, nothing would happen. And that's the place where she's hurt the most.
By teachers.
And that I told my sister, Aki, our relationship itakuja kuchange huyu mtoto na hiyo shule yenu. I was like, our relationship would disintegrate just because of whatever is happening to my child in the school that I knew she would be safe in.
Because of her.
Because of her.
Niko na swali tu. How does a teacher beat a kid who's non-verbal? Like
ujinga tu.
Okay. Kemmy alifanya nini?
Hata niliwambia I don't care what she did. I was like, I don't care because I am her mother. I have been with her the longest and I do not beat her at home. Why are you beating her? Why are you beating her? Mumekaa naye 1-2 months, 3 months because it's a new school. Munachapa mtoto wangu.
Are other kids beaten?
I don't know. I don't know if others are beaten. But I was like, you're beating my child. Munapiga mtoto wangu.
Na, ngoja nikuulize. I'm sure there's a clause somewhere kwa sheria, something that protects kids' disability from physical.
It's not even allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
najua, I'm not sure, but najua it's not allowed.
No, hata wewe as a human, as a normal human being, sazile unachapa an autistic child.
Akili yako imeingia.
What is going on with you?
What?
Huh? No, ni mtoto mwenye ananyamaza si ati, you know, there are levels to autism. I have seen how some autistic children can be a handful. My child she might be autistic, but she's an introvert.
Kabisa.
So she's quiet. She prefers to stay by herself. She does things by herself. Like anataka tu vitu ikue in her order, things like that. So how, uko na another autistic child who is a handful, but you decide to beat this one who is mwenye amebaki hapa peke yake, like she's doing her own things. Because it's easier to just dump on her. Kuna watu wataona binguni na si eti uongo. Why would you do that to a child, an autistic child? Mwenye haja kukosea? Vitu kama hizo tu. Vitu kama hizo.
Umesikia? Kama ulichapa Kemmy. Sasa this is me telling you. Umesikia? Utaona binguni.
Hey.
Maya. Unajua mimi nilikuwa nafikiria.
Nimechoka.
Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria ni unajua fellow students, zile mchezo za watoto, and then sababu hata my kid comes home with all manner of, leo akuna blood spot, like alama ni Jose sijui ni nani, it's an adult, like unaanza aje?
Kwanza nikasirisha ni mwalimu mwenye hamfunzi. Alishika Kemmy akamchapa, and then
uko nje
Kemmy ran, no, in school.
Alimshikia wapi? Uko nje kwa field?
No, in class. Like alimchapa, my daughter Kemmy akakimbia, and then she brought her back and continued beating her, and I was like,
sasa kama hamfunzi
akisikulala hiyo weekend waiting for Monday to go to school.
Kama hamfunzi, like, at what point did they interact for Kemmy to wrong the teacher mpaka achapwe kama hamfunzi?
Na kama mtu mzima mwenye unafikiria na akili yako.
So I think to figure out normal people don't do that, so yes. Mark it out.
Unapiga aje mtoto mwenye hata who is not even in your hands?
Okay, how bad did this situation deteriorate? Ulienda uka find out facts?
I went to school. No, I told, it's students who told me, not even the teachers. Hata niliacha hata kupigia mwalimu kumuuliza nini ilifanyika. Because I figured that the adults lie to me, but children don't lie. I'm picking my daughter from the van number. Mama Kemmy, leo Kemmy alipigwa. Alipigwa na nani? Teacher so and so, kwa nini? Yes.
So then if adults are lying to you, then they're colluding.
Sindio. That is why I stopped calling the teachers and asking, what happened today? Ni nini mnafanyia mtoto wangu? I stopped. Children do not lie. Some things like that, how is it danganya? And then when I followed up, I went to school and nikaenda nikapiga makelele huko. It turned out to be true. Like all the times nilikuwa naambiwa amepigwa, it was true. And I'm like, mnapiga ni mtoto wangu. Do you want to get her depressed before she's even 10? Mimi kama mzazi wake kuna vile nimekosea walimu wote. Why pick on my child? Hata nikisikia hivyo nasikia kuwapiga hata mimi. I was so angry. Nilikuwa sauti kutetemeka. I'm there in school. Hadi machozi ilikuwa imeanza kutoka na like, nimekasirika. I'm like, I'm angry.
Sasa, were you addressing the administration or the teacher?
The administration, no, I didn't. I told the administration if those teachers come, because that was the whole, they were supposed to be called to now the office.
Yeah, to address this issue.
Yes, but then like every time I talk, hasira inapanda panda. Nikaambia the head, I was like, if those teachers come here, I will hit, especially the one who mwenye hata hayuko involved with my child, alafu ina anamchapa how?
Asikuja hapa.
Huyo mimi nitampiga na nipeleke police station.
Asikuja tutachapwa, asikuja.
So yeah, this whole schooling, special needs schooling in Kenya is, you pay extras because
for no
now
extras.
we're also paying the special needs teacher. Like we're paying the school fees. And then there's a special needs teacher who is also paid.
Kivyake. Then you're not getting the extra.
And then you're not getting any extra. Kwanza ndo sasa mtoto wako unasikia like anachapwa shule, like anachapwa kwa nini? We're already going through enough as is. Why add on?
We are just kia vizuri ongeza.
The special needs schooling in Kenya, it's too much. It's too much.
Special needs school in Kenya. Mtakumbuka hiyo kwa nini nilisema
schooling, yeah.
Special needs schooling in Kenya, yes.
These are some of the things that we have to address in this society. Things that we have to change and rewrite.
Undo.
Yeah. See ati because
unlearn.
Mtoto wako vile yako, and then instead of you being empathetic enough, not sympathizing, no. Empathizing.
Yes.
And being a better human, you're being an abuser, because that is abuse.
Actually, you're being an asshole. Right?
There's so many assholes in this society.
Yes, there's so many assholes in this society, and there's so many assholes in this story.